I made this painting in 2019 during worship time at a church I used to go to. Um, and during that season of my life, it was very difficult. Uh, and when I was painting this, I didn't realize at the time that what was in my life and circumstances was reflecting my heart, and God was giving me a promise, pretty much. Like, I didn't realize the connection so much this time. In 2019, I started, instead of coping, using the Lord to cope with things and keeping my eyes on Him, I think so much of the pressure of the world and the expectations of being a good Christian. I was respected as a Christian, a leader, stuff like that. Just so much pressure to just be this certain thing. I ended up slowly getting my eyes away from Jesus and going into using food and other stuff for coping and just to get through the anxiety. I started drinking a lot. And at that time, every single morning I would vomit, and I would go to the doctors and they couldn't figure out why. And at this time, I started working on this. And I didn't realize then that I was creating this person that's focusing on the Lord, and something internal is happening. Well, I reflected on God made me a new creation, and I started putting the newness He gave me into the old again. I went back to the old ways of certain stuff, and that result was being sick. And this person, there's like this living water, and that's coming out. And this person is longing for the Lord. And it says, trust in the Lord with always, for the Lord is your rock. Christ lives in you. Our lives, hold on, it's hard to read. Our lives are a Christ-like fragrance rising up to God. May Christ make His home in your heart. Fill me up. Take every thought captive. Well, those are things that I was praying for. To help heal my emotional stuff and help me, Lord, if your word would just run through my veins, if you would be my breath, my everything, I could be healed from this vomiting and from drinking and all this kind of stuff. But because the Lord set me free from so many things in the past, and I ended up going into my old ways, I felt ashamed and I couldn't tell anybody. And like I felt like the testimony that God gave me was gone, because I went into coping using other things in ways. So I'm dealing with this all on my own, and I was surrounded by people that love me, but keeping secrets in your heart causes shame and fear, and it makes you distance from Christ and from people that love you. And all He's saying is, set your eyes on me, take hope in me, trust in me, and just like don't give up. And so I had that hope, and I kept persevering. And in 2020, pandemic happens, a lot of family stuff happens. Like my home was a rock for so many people, and there was a lot of divorce and a lot of secrets that were being sprung up that really made it hard for me to stop using other things for coping, and it was like more stress and anxiety. So, and we all dealt with the pandemic. That was super hard. So I finished this right before the pandemic, and so I would say after probably 6 months of puking, something happened in my heart. The Lord healed me. This person is healed. And then the Lord has healed me from alcoholism, and my mind is a lot healthier. And and I just like right here things like there's this old growth, and the Lord is putting new growth on it, pruning. And when you keep your eyes on Jesus and you're worshiping in spirit and truth, like He is changing our inside to the outside. Your DNA is like it's a metamorphosis kind of thing, and your worship is like a fragrance to the Lord, and He's taking it, and I just the whole thing is just to worship in spirit and truth, and don't walk in that shame. Be honest to the people around you. Be honest to the Lord, and He will transform your character. And yeah,